This video is going to demonstrate some simple knife technique so that it keeps you and your fingers safe in the kitchen. There's 3 things to bear in mind. Number 1, always cut down onto a chopping board. You'll need something that's secure, so if it's a big chopping board, chances are it's not going to move. But if you're using a smaller one, if it's going to slide around on your kitchen work surface, then place something underneath it to keep it in place. A damp towel or kitchen roll should do just the job. Number 2 is focusing on your knife hand. That's your strongest hand, whichever one you have most control with. So that's the one you're going to hold the knife with, but rather than just holding it by the handle, move your hand along and tuck your finger over the bolster. That gives you so much more control when you're cutting down onto your secure board. Number 3 is the other hand, and these are the fingers you want to keep out of the way of the blade. There's 3 ways of doing that. The first is the bridge. So if you've got ingredients that might otherwise rock or roll around, then place your knife on top and your hand in a bridge format, 4 fingers one side, thumb the other, go over the knife and you can cut down into the board. Fingers will always stay well out of the way. Number 2 is the claw, and this is where you've got 4 fingers down on the board, fingertips tucked right in. As for the thumb, a lot of people sometimes let it creep forward, which means you're going to have all sorts of problems when the knife comes down. So the thumb must be behind the other 4 fingers, either up close or further back to steady yourself. That way, when the knife is rocking up and down, it's sliding along the finger, but the fingertips are well back. To demonstrate with the cucumber, you can see exactly what we mean. Fingers down, fingertips in and thumb behind, and then when the knife rocks back and forward, rubbing up and down the front of that finger, everything else is well out of harm's way and you've got plenty of control. Number 3, the top rock, and that's where the knife's on the board and your other hand is completely flat on top. Don't let your fingers slip down or pinch it, because that's where they could slide down and get underneath the blade. Perfectly flat on top, and the knife can rock back and forward. Perfect for something like herbs. If there's lots of them, you might start with the claw to make it a bit smaller, but then the top rock can come into play. And you can do that time and time again without any risk of your fingers getting in the way.